Hey everyone, welcome to Say It Real.
where we believe fluency starts with real conversations, just like this one.
Okay, today's episode might feel a little too personal for some people, and honestly, that's exactly why we're doing it.
Yeah, because some ideas are so common, so repeated, so normal sounding that we stop questioning them completely.
And then one day you realize, oh, wait, that sentence I heard my whole life actually made me feel worse, not wiser.
Exactly. It sounded like guidance, but it quietly became pressure.
So today we're opening a big topic: the lies society tells us. The polished ones, the respectable ones, the ones people repeat with a straight face like they're giving you gold.
When sometimes they're giving you stress in a nice outfit.
Yes, stress in a nice outfit is a perfect way to say it.
And if you love learning English through real, honest conversations like this one, subscribe to Say It Real. Give this episode a like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what we make next.
Please do, because we're about to get very real very fast.
We are, because this isn't only about culture out there somewhere. It's about the little messages people carry inside for years.
You know the kind of message I mean. Don't be dramatic, be useful, stop complaining, you're falling behind, rest after you earn it.
Ugh, even hearing those back to back feels like someone tightening a knot in my chest.
Same, because those lines do something. They shape how you see feelings, time, success, failure, even your right to breathe.
And the strange part is, most of these lies do not arrive like obvious lies.
Right, they arrive like common sense, or discipline,
Or maturity.
or that classic one, I'm just telling you this for your own good.
Yes, the sentence that has introduced so many terrible ideas.
Truly, but to be fair, not everyone who repeats these things is cruel.
Exactly. A lot of people pass these messages on because they inherited them too. They think they're helping you survive.
Which is why this topic matters so much. Sometimes we have to separate what was familiar from what was healthy.
Yes, familiar is not always healthy. That line alone could carry the whole episode.
Really could. And I think a lot of people listening will recognize themselves in this conversation.
So, as you listen, notice which ideas feel uncomfortably familiar. Sometimes awareness is the first crack in the wall.
Wow, Nate came in poetic today.
I had coffee and a little emotional courage.
Dangerous combination.
Let's start with one of the oldest lies around, the idea that showing emotion makes you weak.
Yeah, that one reaches people early.
Very early, sometimes as children, especially with messages like, don't cry, toughen up, be strong, calm down, stop being so sensitive.
And those phrases may sound small in the moment, but repeated enough, they become rules.
Rules about what parts of yourself are acceptable.
Right. You stop thinking, I feel hurt. You start thinking, I shouldn't be showing this.
Which is such a painful shift, because now the problem isn't just the feeling. The problem becomes your humanity.
Exactly. And then people don't only hide sadness, they hide fear, disappointment, tenderness, loneliness, even the need for comfort.
And once that starts, vulnerability begins to feel dangerous.
Vulnerability is that openness we feel when we let someone see what's real in us, especially when there's no guarantee they'll handle it well.
And a lot of people learn very quickly that openness can be punished.
So they adapt, they keep it together, they make jokes, they change the subject. They say, I'm fine.
The international anthem of not being fine.
Exactly.
This is where people often start to bottle things up.
To bottle up your feelings means to keep them trapped inside instead of expressing them naturally.
And the trouble is, bottled emotions do not disappear. They just wait.
Yeah, they wait like unpaid bills, quiet at first, then suddenly very loud.
That is painfully accurate.
And later, people wonder why they explode, shut down, go numb, or feel strangely distant from themselves.
Because they were never really taught how to feel safely. They were taught how to perform control.
That lands.
It does. And when a person is praised more for looking calm than for being honest, they can start distrusting their own inner world.
Which means they may become more loyal to appearing okay than to actually being okay.
Yes, and that is one of the saddest trades people make.
And once society convinces you that your emotions are a problem, it becomes very easy for society to sell you the next lie.
That your worth depends on your productivity
Oof, that one is everywhere.
everywhere. People don't just work anymore. A lot of people measure their value through output.
Like if they answer enough emails, finish enough tasks, and stay tired enough, then maybe they can finally deserve respect.
Yes, because apparently, if you're rested and peaceful, you must be doing life wrong.
Right, the culture of guilt is strong.
And it starts young too. You hear things like, don't be lazy, use your time well, stay busy, do something useful.
So rest starts to feel suspicious.
Not restful, suspicious.
Exactly. You sit down to recover, and your brain acts like you committed a crime.
Excuse me, why are we relaxing? There are still things undone.
That inner voice has terrible timing.
A useful word here is conditioning. Conditioning is when repeated messages train you to think or behave in a certain way over time.
So if you've been conditioned to believe that being busy equals being good, then slowing down can trigger guilt almost automatically.
And that guilt is powerful. It can make rest feel like something you have to earn instead of something your body simply needs.
Which is heartbreaking because human beings are not machines. You cannot run a soul like a factory.
Say that again?
You cannot run a soul like a factory.
That's it.
And when people tie their identity too tightly to performance, they become very hard on themselves.
To be hard on yourself means you judge yourself too severely or expect too much from yourself.
So even when you do a lot, your mind keeps saying it wasn't enough.
Finish 10 things, feel guilty about the 11th.
Exactly. Nothing feels complete because your self-worth is now hanging on achievement.
Which also means a slow season doesn't feel slow, it feels shameful.
Yes, and that is where burnout gets dressed up like ambition.
That sentence hit me.
Burnout gets praised when it looks productive. That's part of the problem.
And once you're living inside that mindset, another lie starts sounding very believable.
The lie that hard work always guarantees success.
This one is tricky because effort does matter.
It does. Hard work matters. Discipline matters. Persistence matters.
But they are not the whole story.
Opportunity matters. Timing matters. Access matters. Support matters. Health matters. Luck matters. Being noticed matters.
And people hate that part because we want life to be neat.
We really do. We want a clean formula. I worked hard, therefore the reward should arrive by Friday.
Preferably before lunch.
Exactly.
But real life is uneven. Two people can do equally meaningful work and still get very different outcomes.
And when society keeps repeating, if you didn't make it, you just didn't try hard enough, people start blaming themselves for things that were never fully in their control.
That can create a very lonely kind of pain.
Because disappointment becomes personal. Instead of saying, this system is complicated, people say, maybe I'm the problem.
And once that thought gets inside you, it can affect everything.
Especially comparison.
Yes, you look around and think, they're moving faster than me. What do they know that I don't?
And now your life becomes a race you didn't even remember signing up for.
A race with unclear rules, changing lanes, and people pretending they're not even racing.
That is so true.
Which leads perfectly to another lie people live by, the idea that the next milestone will finally make them happy.
Yes, the I'll be okay when life plan.
I'll be happy when I get the job, when I move, when I lose weight, when I meet someone, when I'm more impressive.
Happiness keeps getting pushed into the future like it's always one achievement away.
Goals are fine. Dreams are fine. Wanting more for your life is fine.
But postponing your permission to feel enough until some future version of life arrives, that's a trap.
A useful phrase here is hold back. To hold back something is to stop yourself from fully expressing or allowing it.
And a lot of people hold back joy, rest, pride, even gratitude because they believe they haven't earned those feelings yet.
As if peace is a prize handed out at the finish line.
Right. Congratulations, you may now breathe.
Exactly.
But life doesn't really work that way. You reach one goal, and after a brief moment, the mind often creates another condition.
The finish line moves.
Yes, and sometimes people are not even chasing goals they truly want. They're chasing goals that look respectable.
The kind that get approval.
Approval from others can feel like validation. Validation is when someone else's response makes you feel seen, accepted, or confirmed.
And validation can be comforting, but if your whole life depends on it, you can become very disconnected from your own voice.
Because then the question is no longer what feels true for me, it becomes what will make people nod. And that takes us into another big lie, that the safest path is automatically the best one.
Now, to be fair, safety matters. Stability matters. Responsibility matters.
Of course, we are not here to romanticize chaos.
No, not today.
No. But the issue is this: safe and right are not always the same thing.
Sometimes people spend years building a life that looks reasonable from the outside, but feels strangely empty from the inside.
Because it was chosen for approval, not alignment.
Alignment is when your choices match your values, your needs, and the truth of who you are.
Without that, even a good life can feel off.
Yeah, it can feel like wearing something beautiful that doesn't fit. Everyone compliments it, but you can't breathe in it.
That image is so good and so uncomfortable.
Because that's what happens when people spend too long trying to live up to expectations.
To live up to something means to meet the standard other people expect from you.
And when those expectations are loud enough, people can slowly disappear inside their own life.
That's the part that scares me.
Me too. Because from the outside, they may look successful, mature, impressive. And inside, they feel absent.
Which is why approval and fulfillment are not the same thing.
Not even close.
And once people start measuring themselves through approval, comparison gets even worse, which brings us to one of the loudest lies in modern life.
The lie that there is a correct timeline for being a person.
Oh, wow, yes, society loves a schedule.
Be confident by this age, successful by that age, settled by another age, healed immediately, elegant at all times.
It's exhausting.
It really is. People absorb these invisible deadlines and then panic when their life doesn't match them.
Especially now when you can open your phone and accidentally compare your whole existence before breakfast.
Truly. You check one app and suddenly somebody's engaged, somebody bought a house, somebody started a company, somebody's on a mountain looking emotionally resolved.
Meanwhile, I'm proud because I answered one difficult message and drank water.
Which is honestly still progress.
Very much so. But the psychological effect is real. Everyone else starts looking on time, and you start feeling late.
Even though so much of what we see is edited.
That's where the idiom keep up appearances comes in. It means making things look fine or successful on the outside, even when that is not the full truth.
And people do that constantly.
They post the good news, the polished version, the smiling photo, the confident sentence.
Which doesn't always mean they're fake. Sometimes it just means they're trying to survive with dignity.
Yes, but if everyone is keeping up appearances, then everyone else starts believing they are the only one who feels lost.
Exactly. And sometimes people go one step further. They put on a brave face.
To put on a brave face means to act like you're okay, calm, or strong even when you're struggling.
And a lot of adults are experts at that.
Too many, honestly.
Because sometimes the pressure to look okay is stronger than the permission to be real.
Which makes the whole world feel more stable than it actually is.
And that false stability creates a very deep fear. If I'm not where I'm supposed to be by now, maybe I failed.
But life is not a train schedule. There is no single correct age for clarity, love, healing, courage, or reinvention.
I'm really glad you said reinvention.
Yeah, people need to hear that they are allowed to begin again.
At 23, 37, 51, whenever.
Absolutely. The timeline myth steals so much peace from people.
And when that pressure goes on long enough, many people start telling themselves one more lie to get through it.
My real life will begin later.
That one is subtle.
Very subtle. It sounds practical at first, just push through this season, work now, live later, sacrifice now, enjoy later.
And sometimes a difficult season really is temporary. Sometimes endurance is necessary.
But when later becomes your entire philosophy, life starts turning into a waiting room.
You keep preparing to live, but you never fully arrive.
You delay joy, you delay rest, you delay relationships, you delay curiosity, you delay the parts of yourself that feel most alive.
And then years pass.
That's the hard part.
It is, because the loss is not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, 1,000 tiny postponements.
Like always saying, soon, after this, when things calm down, once I reach that point, next year.
And next year becomes a habit.
Exactly. A person can spend their healthiest years only preparing for the future and barely inhabiting the present.
Which doesn't mean planning is bad.
Not at all. Planning is wise. Saving money is wise. Thinking ahead is wise.
But preparing for life is not the same thing as living it.
That difference matters so much.
And when people ignore their needs for too long, it can grow into resentment.
Resentment is a quiet, built-up anger that forms when your hopes, boundaries, or needs stay ignored for a long time.
Though one day, a person wakes up and realizes, I've been responsible, impressive, dependable, and I'm not happy.
That realization can be devastating.
Because now the grief isn't only about what happened to you, it's also about what you kept postponing in yourself.
Which is why this final lie is so dangerous. It teaches people to treat the present like a rehearsal instead of part of their actual life.
And your real life is not waiting politely in the future. Some of it is here right now, in small, ordinary moments.
In the coffee you finally drink slowly.
In the walk you take without rushing.
In the honest conversation.
In the boundary you keep.
In the laugh that arrives before everything is fixed.
I love that.
Me too, because I think a lot of people are tired of living like peace has to be postponed.
And maybe that's the heart of today's episode. A lot of harmful ideas sound normal until you notice what they've been taking from you.
Yes, your softness, your pace, your trust in yourself, your right to feel, your permission to be unfinished.
Though maybe the work is not becoming perfect.
Maybe the work is unlearning what never deserved that much authority over you.
Okay, that was strong.
I felt that one on the way out.
Good. Because now feels like the perfect time to slow everything down and step into our word tour.
Yes, let's do that. Let's revisit some of the key words and phrases from today in a calm, clear way.
First word, vulnerability.
Vulnerability means being emotionally open enough to show what is real, especially when that feels uncertain or risky.
For example, real vulnerability begins when you stop pretending you're okay all the time. Or, he saw vulnerability as weakness for years, but later he understood it as honesty.
Repeat it with us. Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Next phrase, bottle up.
To bottle up your feelings means to keep them trapped inside instead of expressing them.
For example, she bottled up her frustration for months and then cried over something very small. Or, if you bottle everything up, it usually comes out another way.
Repeat. Bottle up.
Bottle up.
Next word, conditioning.
Conditioning is the process through which repeated messages shape how you think, react, or behave over time.
For example, his guilt around rest came from years of social conditioning. Or we receive conditioning about success from family, school, work, and media.
Repeat. Conditioning.
Conditioning.
Next phrase, be hard on yourself.
To be hard on yourself means to judge yourself too harshly or demand too much from yourself.
For example, she's always hard on herself, even when she's trying her best. Or, try not to be so hard on yourself during a difficult week.
Repeat. Be hard on yourself.
Be hard on yourself.
Next phrase. Hold back.
To hold back means to stop yourself from fully expressing, feeling, or allowing something.
For example, he held back his tears because he didn't want to look weak. Or, A lot of people hold back joy until they feel more successful.
Repeat, hold back.
Hold back.
Next word, validation.
Validation is the feeling of being accepted, confirmed, or approved by other people.
For example, she kept looking for validation online instead of trusting herself. Or, praise can feel like validation, but it cannot replace inner peace.
Repeat. Validation.
Validation.
Next phrase. Live up to.
To live up to something means to meet the expectations or standards that others have for you.
For example, he spent years trying to live up to his family's definition of success. Or, it's exhausting when your whole life feels like an attempt to live up to expectation.
Repeat, live up to.
Live up to.
Next idiom, keep up appearances.
To keep up appearances means to make things look fine or successful on the outside, even when that image is incomplete or misleading.
For example, they kept up appearances for a long time, but they were struggling privately. Or, social media often encourages people to keep up appearances.
Repeat. Keep up appearances.
Keep up appearances.
Next idiom. Put on a brave face.
To put on a brave face means to act calm or strong even when you are hurting.
For example, she put on a brave face at work after receiving bad news. Or, he smiled and put on a brave face, but he was exhausted inside.
Repeat, put on a brave face.
Put on a brave face.
And our final word today, resentment.
Resentment is a slow-building feeling of anger or bitterness that appears when your needs or feelings stay ignored for too long.
For example, years of saying yes when she meant no turned into resentment. Or, when people keep postponing their real needs, resentment often grows quietly.
Repeat. Resentment.
Resentment.
Those words really carry the heart of this episode.
They do, and what I like about learning vocabulary this way is that the words are connected to real life, not just definitions.
Right, because language becomes easier to remember when it touches something human.
And maybe that's also true emotionally. Sometimes the moment you can name what has been shaping you, it starts losing some of its power.
I love that. Naming something clearly can feel like finally turning on a light.
Not because everything changes at once, but because confusion begins to loosen.
And that matters a lot.
So today, maybe ask yourself one question. Which lie have I been obeying without realizing it?
And once you notice it, maybe ask a second question. What becomes possible if I stop giving that lie the final word?
That is such a good place to end.
It really is.
And before we go, if this conversation helped you reflect, breathe, or learn some new English in a real way, subscribe to Say It Real, give this episode a like, and hit the notification bell so you can stay with us for the next one.
We'd really love to have you here.
Take care of your English, take care of your mind, and please be a little kinder to yourself than the world sometimes teaches you to be.
We'll talk to you again very soon.
Bye!
Bye.